Hello out there in the crypto world. You're with DeFi IoT Latin America. As you can see, we've changed our setting a little bit here in the studio. It's kind of a little more fun. We're having a lot of fun doing this, actually. Hey, you know what? Let's talk today about helium. Today is helium news from the jungle. As you can see behind me, we have our wild animals. We're going to help guide you through this jungle of helium. It's really very positive and has a lot of room for growth, both for investing in, if somebody wants to invest in it, but especially in those who want to get involved with the actual mining, putting the hotspots in your home. Look, Ihub Global has changed. They've heard the complaints. They've heard your voices, our voices together, and they've done some really good things that give us a real positive outlook, again, on Ihub Global. So let's talk about that. Don't go away. You're in the jungle, the Amazon jungle, with DeFi IoT Latin America. Let's talk helium. All right, let's jump into this, as I hear everybody say on YouTube channels. Let's go right in to see what's going on in the world of helium. A few little updates, what's going on. There's been some glitches going on, probably for the last, I would say, couple weeks. Helium's having a hard time implementing their new software. There's some glitches in this as they, we did that forking a while back, and then there's implementing new software to actually correct and I would say no longer allow spoofing or make it harder to spoof, right? So, and before I jump into that, I saw on the Helium Discord somebody with pictures of somebody's house with a bunch of antennas, and they're showing that this individual has 3 hotspots there, and they have a bunch of antennas, and they put that up. But I see the Discord took the antennas down because it's somebody's home, which is respectful. But by the same token, the case the guy's making does look like that person is spoofing. They have 3 there. They're showing three antennas at one location, and yet they're putting up hotspots and hexagons all around. So they're still trying to spoof. So let's see how Helium is going to be able to eliminate people that are trying to cheat the game. It's sad it's that way. It's sad we've become that way. It really is. But that's the reality of it. And unfortunately, we all face the price for it. So if we do see somebody like that, I applaud that person for turning that person over to the Discord. However, let's make sure that person is actually doing that, right? So we got to make sure we just can't go around accusing people. But he does have a valid complaint showing on the actual Explorer for Helium that this person has 3 hotspots and his hooked up, connected to each other, but all the antennas seem to be at one house. Looks suspicious. Guys, come on, let's not cheat. All right, we can't get greedy. If we get greedy, after my father always told me, Eric, he said, never glean the field. You have to learn to never glean the field. Leave a little extra for somebody else. Take what you need. Take what you want for the future to prepare yourself too. But we glean the field, that does something for our character, right? Let's jump in to see what's going on with Helium. We're going to jump in right now to my email here. We jump in here, we see Helium. They have a stale data for the app in the Explorer, right? They've had problems. Basically what's happening is the blockchain's functioning, but they're not sending out, it's stale, the data that's being moved. So it's not showing there's any data going out. So you're probably not getting paid. This only affects about 13% of the network right now. As we know, there's over 300,000 hotspots already uplined to or synced with the Helium network. So in brief, it says here, we have identified the source of the problem and the data is working to catch via the ETL. So they've identified it, they rectified it, and now they're working to catch up on what they owe. Okay, so that's rectified. Let's jump back in here for a minute, go into my inbox. Let's go to something else I want to talk about with you guys. Hey, something along those lines, I see something here from Gala Games. It's not Gala Games, but just want to make a little side note here. Axie Infinity, with them, be very, very careful. We've had 2 of our accounts we set up here. We're going to bring in some younger kids to play video games and make some money and, split the profits with them. Axie Infinity waited till we actually got our characters to their maximum level and then put them into the arena to play and took our characters from us and sold them. We watched them be sold. We watched them take them. They actually tell us we don't have access to our account. They block our account, and then we can get back in through a back door. We get in, find our account, and we find our characters are gone. Then we can trace our characters and find that they've been taken by somebody and sold twice in 1 month. Axie Infinity has to be behind this because we have really, really secure data protection here in this office where these computers are flying out of or existing. So beware of Axie Infinity, and we're not the only ones being scammed. I'm surprised not more people talk about it, actually, but this is a problem going on. So I would say we're not going to no longer play Axie Infinity. I won't say that we won't develop some video game, pay to play games, but we're going to be very cautious going down the road. And that's sad. And that allows for the government to come in and say, you see, we have to come in and enforce laws to make the people safe, because you have so many people out there that are cheating the systems and stealing money and from people, not people, but stealing money from people. I don't think they're stealing people. They're stealing characters. NFTs are dangerous. I am not a big NFT guy. I think they're fad. I think they're going to go away one day, even though we have a department here that we're developing now for NFTs so we can share with you. And in that department, NFTs that we created are already being stolen from us. So NFTs are not a safe route to go. They're not safe yet. They're going to have to be a security issue there, but that's something we as a community need to take care of. And if you keep buying these NFTs without rising up and saying, hey, people are getting cheated, you're going to get cheated too. And you know what? Unfortunately, if we keep doing it, we deserve it. We have to stand up and do something about it, like we are now. We're also filing with Axie Infinity, but Axie Infinity does never get back to us. Let's go on here. Look at this. That was just a little sidestep. Then we talked about helium stale, data not paying. I want to jump into now some of the helium miners. There's a bunch of issues out there on this too, right? Like we bought miners back in April, like many of you did, some last year, 2020, right? And still haven't gotten their miners yet. Let's talk a little bit about this. Here's what we got going on. It's something I sent back to Linkstocks, which Linkstocks sends me today saying, greetings. Here's our manufacturer update. Here's what their new dates are, what they're stating here, okay? Batch 2 was estimated to ship in late October, right? So they told me late October, then they told me late November. I traveled back to the U.S. to pick them up from our drop-off point for a friend's house is helping us out. They don't show up. I stay all the way to I got back here, last week. So I go past the middle of November, nothing. I got one shipped to me. I guess they figured out make me happy. I was communicating them the whole time. They're basically kind of snapping back at me. Now they're saying here that will be fulfilled. Those estimates now for October 15th will be fulfilled in January of 2022. So anytime between January 1st and January 31st, you'll get your orders that you made, 3 months ago? So now we're going to go to maybe 5 months. So where's the difference between them and Bobcat? And where's Bobcat at? Bobcat now, we've been waiting in Bobcat for 4 months. Still no sign of Bobcat coming in. Now we're looking at going into next year as well. CalChip Connect, what do they do? That's a whole nother issue too. As you can see, I'm going to show you something in CalChip Connect. I'm going to jump over back into here and show you something. Oh, hey, just to give you an update here, batch 3 for Linkstocks is now estimated. They're saying January as well. Batch 4 for February. Batch 5 now February, batch 6 for March, batch 7 for March. So if you go on their website right now, it basically is telling you that you'll get the shipment in March, right? But if you're going to go and order now, you're probably looking at April or May of next year to get the shipment from Linkstocks. So just keep that in mind. Okay? Bobcat is no better right now. And if you're down in South America, don't bother buying a Bobcat right now, because in most countries in South America, Bobcat will not work. So let's jump back in here. Let's see what else I want to share with you here that's in my Linkstocks. Well, I'm going to get into Ihub Global in a minute, but not yet. Not yet. But I want to get into something here in a minute, because there's some new news out from Ihub Global. They've heard your voices, they've heard our voices. I've been on the phone back and forth talking in relationship with the representative for pretty much most of Latin America, a gentleman out of Mexico, and as well as one of the principals in Ihub Global in the United States, one of the founder of Ihub Global. And we've gone back and forth communicating the last couple of days, and I've gotten more information from them. And so they've publicized information recently, but I wanted to make sure this was actually something legitimate, so that our voices have been heard. And we went to bat for you, and we went to bat for Helium. And our voices were heard as well. And I'm sure that our voice was also heard, because our expression was directed to one of the actual principals. And let me tell you, they've been very cordial about it. I haven't been nasty about it in any way at all. I've had my frustrations because I didn't like how it was delivered to us, the news. I think that could have been delivered differently. And I think when it initially came out, some of the people that are really, really good and strong in multi-level marketing were really, buried in themselves to the point where I think they even went out and got loans so they could actually, to advance this project for themselves and for you. And I found that it was very much kind of more themselves, unfortunately. So I've actually gone back and forth there saying, look, if we're going to be a type of downline, and they've restructured this where they're trying to get away from that multi-level marketing, though it's there still, but it's not something necessary. So I guess that does take it out of the category, but you can refer people and you can make commissions off that. But we're going to get that in a minute. Okay, we're going to get that in a minute. I want to jump into to continue talking about well, let me see my notes here, what I got here. I want to jump into the actual helium hotspots. So we talked about link stocks, RAK, Nebra, Bobcat we talked about. Let's go with RAK. Okay. RAK, the MNTD, has had their drops. They've been doing about every, 2 weeks or so. They have their drops, which I think you're going to find that now. I think you're going to find that they're not even going to say order it. They have drops. So here's a little tip for everybody. And I don't like to give this tip out like this. I was yesterday kind of chewing everybody out for doing this, but I'm going to give this one out because it's already been leaked out. So I want my people as well who listen to our channel to know. So we'll start giving you some more tips. If you're in our Discord, I'm going to give a lot more tips on where you can actually buy your own hotspots. There's going to be a drop that's going to come out from either tomorrow until the 15th December. They're not saying exactly when. I kind of like that. So that we got to be on it, right? We have to be following up on it. And the guys with all the bots out there that are trying to steal all this from us, the eBay type people, right? That market, that second market, retail market, when you do this and you don't set a specific date like RAK is doing, RAK is saying this time, this day, we're going to drop 10,000 miners, right? And when they did that this last time, as we talked about, they had 25 million hits for those 10,000 miners. And they said there was more. There's the MNTD Black and the MNTD Gold, right? The MNTD Gold is $100 more or less. And it actually is a better unit, right? But the Black is a good unit as well. We tried. We couldn't get in at all. And we talked about this before. I'm not going to go into it, but RAK does not have anything to do with CalChip Connect, right? CalChip Connect themselves took our money, and it looks as if, and I've heard other people accuse them of this, I don't know this for a fact, but it looks very strong as if they used our money, and it looks like Linkstocks is doing the same thing, and I wrote them back saying, do we have another CalChip Connect here? Because this is ridiculous. When we pay for something, we're paying for it because you say it's going to be delivered this date. So we do our calculations. We're a business, and a lot of people coming into Helium are coming into it for a business. And there's a lot of people out there that just want to have some passive income. There's a lot of people developing a business of this, and we're helping other people as well. We have our own network that we try to hook people up with. And so, we've got some firm dates now from Ihub Global, which is really good because it was just pretty much broad of where they're going to deliver to. Now they're strategically giving dates of where the countries are going to be that they're estimating to deliver to. This is good. Clarity is coming out of Ihub Global. I like this. I still will hope and defend the fact that Ihub Global, and I think that they'll hear us. I do. I think they'll hear me, and I think they'll hear us saying, look, don't tell people how to vote on the Helium blockchain. If people want to vote on Helium blockchain, then people need to actually be taught both sides. So if Ihub Global wants to, teach both sides, let the people decide for themselves, and teach them. But that's good. And I think you'll see them come around to that. I've been talking to them about this, and it looks like they're hearing us. So this is good. That's a positive note from Ihub Global. I like that. Back to CalChip Connect. CalChip Connect sold RAK miners, but they have nothing to do with RAK. There's a whole different issue there. RAK was actually the actual manufacturer, if you will, and distributor was CalChip Connect. CalChip Connect pre-sold more than they should have. It's a long story, but CalChip Connect is not making good on what they're getting in. We still got sent shipments, 2 in this last month, 2 shipments. I have a video that we're going to do on probably this week that I'm going to show you the unboxing, or actually the opening of the actual package that was shipped to me. I don't know if it was UPS or FedEx, where I opened it up knowing there's only one box in there, or one miner in there, because they sent me saying there's 2 going to be delivered today. When I got the box, I knew there was only one. Then I get one of these orders that I ordered clear back in April. They had a Kurdic miner and 2 rack miners. Remember something here with CalChip. We were all offered a swap. If we swapped out the miners we paid, not even $500 for with delivery and tax and so forth, the rack miners, and we paid double the price, we could either get a Sensei cap or we could jump into one of the new Mimic miners, right? The Fenestra miners. And we paid like $750 for that. The other one was like $950, but you also, if you bought a Sensei cap, you got a $99 towards the actual waiting list for the Freedom 5 5G. Okay, so here's what's going on with CalChip Connect. So on 4 of our orders, 3 of them, we did the swap. I didn't do it the first time around. Second time, I thought I'm going to do it because I want to get the 5G, right? So I did 3 Sensei caps where I paid $950, ridiculous price because Sensei caps only about $650 normally. And they promised they would deliver them within the next 7 to 10 days, which took a little longer, took a couple weeks. I won't complain too much there. But when I got my Fenestra miners, the boxes were already opened. So, and I've got problems with those miners. So that concerns me. The boxes were open already. The seal was broken on them, on the Fenestra miners. I get 3 Fenestra miners, and I get 2 Sensei cap miners the first time. I don't get the 3rd Sensei cap, right? The rack miners from April, remember we did 3 out of our 4 orders. The rack miners from April, I get only the Kurdic miner, and I don't get the 2 rack miners. But on the invoice, on the shipment invoice, on the bill of lading, it states they were delivered. So when I go back and I file my complaint, I filed probably 7 complaints now with them, and I haven't heard back yet. And it's been 3 weeks from the first complaint, stating that I never got my miner, it didn't show up. I started out kindly, then I got a little more upset. Now I'm really upset. I don't like being cheated. Axie Infinity, CalChip Connect, stop cheating and stealing from the people. That is what we're telling you. We as a community will come together. Enough of us will get tired of being, and we will come together and we will force Helium to eliminate you or disqualify you from being able to distribute any more Helium Hotspots or anything to do with Helium. I will say this. I have ordered other things from CalChip Connect and I got them. But when it comes to Helium Hotspots, I would recommend you do not buy with CalChip Connect. Any type of Helium Hotspot. That's what our experience has been. And I'm sharing that with you, and I'm sharing with you as friends. I'm not a financial advisor. We are not giving financial advice here, but we're telling you where people are getting shafted and stolen from. So I'm just identifying a thief. Okay? Like it or don't like it, that's the truth. And I don't like being stolen from. I will give you $100, but if you try to steal 1 penny from me, it really irritates me. Now, Ihub Global. Oh, hey, the last thing. When they do the drops, they're going to start seeing a lot of drops now come out. So you got to pay attention to that. I'm going to give you a hint. I don't like doing this because this allows the bot people to get in there too. But it's already getting spread out there. You got this Telegram group down in South America that just cannot keep their mouth closed. And they are a non-official. They rise up and they're really not doing it to help anything with blockchain or cryptocurrency. They just want to make money. And they think that they're helping spread the wealth, but in their lack of understanding how things work in this world, all they're doing is advising the actual bot people to come in and make it so, like with the last rack experience, hardly anybody got them. The bots got them. Now, rack, you promised to cancel those orders that look suspicious, and you didn't do it. So Rack 2 needs to kind of own up on what they're promising us, right? Okay, here we go. I'm going to give you I'm going to do something I don't like to do. Because I know this alerts bot people, but we don't have a lot of bot people following us right now. Most of the people right now are following us are people who want to learn how to make passive income. So with Helium, the HNT, this is the news, and this is the jungle out there. That's why I'm telling you it's the jungle, because you got to be careful. We're cutting away with the machete, and the one's getting cut so that you don't have to. Okay? We're going to take the risks for you. All these animals behind me here, they're not going to get you because we're right here in front of them for you. All right? So here, to summarize this, and then we're getting the Nebra. You got a drop coming. What's going to drop? Let's go here. You're going to have a drop of Milesite and newer companies, the Panther X and the Rising HF, as well as you got a secret indoor miner and a secret outdoor miner. Okay, and they're going to have some other drops that go along with this. That will be a new website that's going to come out, right? So who are these guys? You're asking me. Should I tell you now? I'm going to wait till the end of the video to tell you, so you stay with me all the way through. But don't let me forget to tell you, okay? That drop's going to happen anywhere between the 1st December until the 15th. And I think they're leaning more towards the first week, to give it a little hint, right? That's how you're going to be able to buy your miners and get them in a decent time frame. So this is a very reliable company, and you're seeing them gain a lot more clientele because they are reliable and they don't sell anything until they have it stock. Right? So I'm going to get that to you in just a few minutes. First of all, let's talk about Ihub Global. We put Ihub Global up behind me. Yeah. See the screen behind me now? Look at this. 1 + 5 is 6. New structure for payment for Ihub Global. Now, you remember when we were not happy about the fact that they said, look, they should have come out and just said we made a mistake. They just changed it, and it was due to a mistake. That's what I was told by one of the principals. That look, it didn't work. We sent out 7,000, 5,000, got synced, went on the Helium network, and 2,000 never even got put on the Helium network. Well, because it was free. People don't appreciate anything that's not free, and they realize that, and we complained about that in the beginning. So now, here's what's happening. You pay $100. You pay $100. Now, those in Latin America, those in the United States are getting them right now. So if you're affiliated with us right now, you need to get a hold of us so we can help you get your hotspot, pay for it, and you're going to get the hotspot by January. And you'll start. You get 25%, right? So the average right now is about 10 HNT, right, per day. I should say per month. And so you're looking at maybe $550, $600. You're getting 25% of that, so you're getting about $125. If you pay $100, and remember, you're going to pay $18 a month. It's a leasing program. If you want to, those of they heard me in English, United States, you have the money to do that. You can pay $100 and then $400, and it's a deposit. And when you return this, you get it back. You get the money back. For those of you who want to lease it and make payments over time, pay $100, $18 a month once it's synced. Once it's synced, then you pay $18 a month. And I'm sure there's going to be a way that you can actually, reduce that from the actual HNT they're going to pay you. I don't know if it's going to be something going to come off your credit card. That's not established yet, especially down here in Latin America. How are they going to do that? Well, a lot of people don't have credit cards. So I'm sure it's going to come off of the HNT being earned. In the US, it might do something different. However, it's like this. I ask you to give me $18. And every month, I try and give you $125, give or take. And then I ask you to give me $18, and I give you $125 every month. Would you do that? You're doggone right you would. Now, you do that, and you bring in 5 more people. The commission structure is now different. You're going to get 20% of what they bring in as well. So they generate $500. You're getting $100. So you're going to get your 100 plus 100 from each one of them. That leaves you $600 a month in passive income. Will they reduce $18 a month? Yes. So you have $600 a month less $1,800 a month. So basically, you're making $582 a month in passive income and just referring 5 people. I like it. I like this program better. Wish it had been done the first time, but it's done. The hiccup is there. I like it better. And I like the fact that I feel right now that they're hearing us. Okay. And I like the fact that we here at DeFi IoT Latin America have a direct contact and we're actually being heard. And we're not just being brushed off. I was feeling brushed off when I came back from the conference, but right now I'm feeling heard. And so I'm more apt to try to help the program now. So can you buy your own hotspot miner? You're doggone right you can. And we're going to tell you where you can get it. But on your own hotspot miner, you're going to have to do a lot of things to figure things out. Instead, that's going to happen with Ihub Global's hotspots. We're going to help you. And we're encouraging them to do how-to videos as well. So I'm sure they'll do that. We've already talked about that, and I know that's on their agenda. So with that in mind, we again are bullish on Ihub Global. Remember, I'll go back and forth. I'll say, here we go. I feel good about it now. Things were told to us, then they were kind of changed. Now they've been doing through growing pains, and I think there's going to be some more changes going forward. But I think that they are willing now to show, like what Helium does, try to overcome those hurdles and benefit the people's network, right? Because at the end of the day, will iHub Global make their money if we disconnect our hotspots? No, they won't. So there's no advantage for them to disconnect. So we're back on board. We're going to be back promoting and actually giving the opportunity to affiliate with us or in the iHub Global program with whom you're affiliated with. We think it's good. We like it. Now let's summarize this, because they're telling me I've been going too long on these Helium news and crypto news, but there's so much to talk about. I'm going to start doing individual webinars, and we'll invite everybody to come on board. So iHub Global now. iHub Global, we see the first page, the first one. We see that. Let's go to the second page, right? Go to the second page. You got the second page there for me, guys? Now look, as you bring in more people, you help develop this team. You go all the way to 36 people in the first one. You can make up to $5,000 a month, right? So bring in, 26 people. You can bring in this whole array of people. There's a percentage of building teams. Now you help those teams build teams, right? And this is where they comes in and say, well, it's like multi-level marketing. It is, but you're not selling nothing, right? There'll be products to sell, be products they can buy, and imagine that maybe down the road you'll even get commission for what they buy. So I guess in a form it's going to be multi-level, but multi-level is not something that's corrupt or illegal. Multi-level can be very good. As we mentioned before, Herbalife and Mary Kay were multi-level, and they've done very well, and there's been a lot of people make good money there. And going forward, we feel here, and we're not alone, there's a lot of professionals out there. Remember, we're not professional analysts, but we do a lot of homework, and we have a lot of experience. My 12 years as CEO of an international company, as well as being a business owner prior to that, we learned a few things through our mistakes. I've made mistakes. I've not paid attention to the signs I've seen and went ahead and did what I thought I could do. And when they hit me, I wasn't ready for it completely. So now I want to be ready for it. And I want to help you be ready for it. Is the economy going to continue to grow as it's growing? With inflation doing what it's doing, it can't. As I mentioned yesterday, you're seeing the dollar tree now become the $1.25 tree because the dollar is losing buying power. And it will continue to do that. That is one of the objectives of the World Economic Forum. That's not to scare you, but it should. And it should scare you enough that you say, you know what? I want to get involved in this helium stuff, or I want to get involved in other forms of passive income. Helium is a prime way to get into passive income. Buying your own hotspots. But with your own hotspot, you can make maybe $400 to $600 a month. You develop a team like you're seeing here with me. There's really no limit. You could make $5,000 a month or more. Bring in more people. It depends on how much. If you want to make it a business, you can make a lot of money doing it. I know the gentleman in Mexico has 100,000 people, him and one of his partners that I know of, right? Him and Caesar. Just don't mean Caesar. And they're really nice guys, very cordial. We've had our differences there, but I do give all the respect. The numbers now are being taught are more correct. I feel good about it. And what you're seeing here, those numbers are more correct. In our homework, we look at these numbers and say, okay, we feel better about these numbers. This is what your potential is. Okay. So iHub Global, we're bullish on them again. We're going to do another feature just on iHub Global and explain this and broadcast that next week. All right. So let's jump on the next idea here. The next idea I want to talk about is, well, the drop. You know what? Before I get to the drop though, I want to go and do something different. Look at this. Let's jump back over here, guys. Let's jump into here real quick. We got the hotspots we were talking about earlier, kind of give a little summary. There's a lot of syncing issues right now going on with the relays, and that's a problem that's been for a lot of these coming on board. And we're hearing now with some of this newer miners. Let's see, what miner was it that I wanted to share with you? The Cotex X3. There's been a lot of complaints on the Discord about the Cotex. And this same company is no longer going to sell Cotex, who was selling Cortex, and you can get it right away. Not going to sell it anymore when they finally are allowed to come back online, right? The other thing I want to talk about here is CalChip. We talked about CalChip. CalChip has a sale going on right now. Now, they'll probably send you this. I did get these miners, and these are the Mimics, the Fenestra Mimics. They got them down to, I think if you went on, let's jump in here. I think I put it in here already. It's down to $7.99. It's very expensive for that miner. It's a very small, flimsy feeling miner, and it has that antenna just totally is worthless. It really needs to be put up high, right? So when I go back We helped some people get one of these and put it up. And when I go back, we go back to States, we're going to change that out and get a Pi and change that antenna on. However, can we? Is going to be the question, right? I'm sure there's a way. We'll figure it out. They're 20% off. Why is that? And why do they have them? Because CalChip is in hot water with a lot of people. So be careful. Okay? Like I said, I bought other things from them. They sent them. But we need to be boycotting them right now until they come clean with everybody and give everybody their miners that we've been waiting for almost a year and some over a year, right? And that's what we'd like to see happen. If you want to get on the waiting list, they're going to send you more information. You can go on the waiting list. They're no longer selling rack, which is good because rack needs to get on their own up to themselves. But really, like we mentioned, rack needs to also clean up how they're going to sell and not allow bots to get in there. How they're going to do that? That's going to be tricky, but they can figure it out. They're smart. Here, I want to talk about this. The Deeper Network HNT miner. Remember, Deeper is a DPN or a type of VPN, right? A VPN is you can throw your IP address into another country, another location, and it stays there. A DPN moves, it rotates, right? That's good and bad. It's more difficult to hack, right, for a hacker to get into, but it's bad in the sense that when you try to do your banking and so forth, we're getting all kinds of yellow and red flags thrown up, and we're actually getting shut down on one crypto platform. Because it said we have a lot of movement. Why are we moving so much? Why do we have different locations, different IP addresses? We explain them because we have a DPN. They didn't like this, so they're asking for more information. So we just said, you know what? You're asking too much. Goodbye. We don't need you anymore. And it's sad because they are a really good platform for us, especially when you're converting from crypto to fiat currency. Deeper, the HNT miner. Look, it's a separate device. It will go with the Mini. It works with the Mini. Okay, you can see them together. And if you buy them together, what's the price on this? Well, if you buy them together, you can buy them separately. It's $5.99, or you can buy them together. Let's go ahead and check this out. What do we got here? I think we got it up here. Well, that's where you get the Pico. Let's go into that in a minute. You can buy here. It's $5.99, right? And that is the HNT miner. If you already have the Mini, I think it will connect. I don't know for sure yet. I'll have to ask Eric Ma, and I will say this much. On Twitter, when I tweet something, Eric Ma does respond to me. So I like that part, right? I'm still not real bullish on the roadmap because it's not real clear where they're going with things. But I like the communication aspect of it. So $5.99 for just the additional. Some people say, well, why would I buy this additional? Well, we don't even know what the numbers are on that yet, and we don't know yet. I did ask that question too. I didn't get that response yet. So we don't know yet. We do know we can buy other helium miners. We know what those returns are going to be, or other types of devices that pay compensation or mining, right? Let's go back here and look at what you're going to pay now if you're buying the two together. You're looking at $939, right? And you're saying here an estimated shipping time between 12 to 30 weeks. So you've got 3 to 6 months, 7 months before you're going to get this thing. It's expensive, and it's a long way out in shipment. So I'm not really pro on that. I would have bought one if I could get it right now, just to have it and to show you. And when it comes out, I'll get one. But I don't want to wait that long for it. And I don't see a great demand for them right now either, because people are saying, well, why would I pay all that money when I can get an actual helium miner and I can get it sooner, right? Especially on the drops. Now, and don't even forget, I'm going to tell you where a drop's going to be starting tomorrow, tomorrow and the 15th. I have a specified date. I like that better. Here, look at this. Here's something you can do. We like this. I talked about the other day, the Deeper Connect Pico. This will be the last thing to talk about before I let you go. The Deeper Connect Pico. It's on Kickstarter. And I think today's last day. You can do this. You want to get in and get it now. So you can go in and buy this. Let's just go ahead and do this. Let's go in and say we're gonna pledge, right? We're gonna pledge this project. We're gonna go in. It's gonna give us an option to pledge. We're gonna go down here. Are we on this? You guys on this with me? You on this page? Okay, very good. Go down here, we're gonna say contribute right there, right? It's in Spanish, this page is. But it's gonna contribute $1,240, okay? You can click on that and you contribute. Now you won't get charged on that until January 9th, give or take. Okay, so it's gonna ask you for your information. You're gonna make an account, write that account down. Remember your password and the name you use when you open that up, you're gonna need it. Is within 24 hours that you make that pledge, not on the January 9th, but right now, today's the last day you can do it. So if you got to do it now, so that by tomorrow, you can still do this. And I hope you still can. We'll see if Deeper extends it or not. But here's what they'll do. You'll lock in your DPR, and Eric Ma has promised, if you do this, that when they charge you on January 9th, they will credit your wallet, your DPR wallet, they will credit you with that amount of DPR, which is their token, right? They'll credit you with that amount of DPR, that value of the $1,240, right? They'll credit that, and you leave that in staking for 24 months. In 24 months, whatever that the token is that they've given you, or the value of that is, from my understanding, you get that back in 24 months. So you take a little bit of a play here. You get your 10 picos. They're 10 picos, 10 picos with the antenna on them. It's really nice, especially here in South America, because a lot of the modems now are modems and routers all in one little tiny thing. So it's hard for us to connect the minis or the other deeper devices to them, because you got to be between the router and the actual modem. So this is nicer because now you can just hook it up and it actually kind of jumps right into the Wi-Fi, and then it goes in and scrambles and it works as a DPN. These picos are nice little things. They're small, and you can put them on your laptop. They're great. And I'll talk to my son about it. And he's like, oh, hey, I can put them on my laptop? Yeah. Oh, this is great. I want to get one too. So he jumped in. I helped him do the staking on it. It's good to go. So there's a tip for you, and you can get your money back. And I think if Deeper would come out with a better roadmap, I think that they would actually, I think they got a future to themselves. And I want to see where they are clarity-wise, communication-wise. Eric Miles very communicates a lot. And actually, down the road more, we have a few more subscribers. I want to bring him on, and we'll talk and ask a question, ask how this can apply as well, not just in America, but in Latin America, because already those are doing that in America, right? But ask questions, so send us your questions. Subscribe, if you will, please. Hit a thumbs up. Tell us what you want to know. Deeper protects your data. And you can mine on Deeper. Okay, and you got to do staking. It's a little more difficult to do it. And so we're not really mining yet on Deeper, but we actually have them connected. And organically, we're going to grow that, because what we do is we help people build their systems out. We're an IoT development company. They'll build systems out, and we help protect their data. So down the road, that'll begin to mine. And when that does, there's something we give to them free right now. And when that does, we'll actually share that mining profit with the people here in Latin America, which, you know, the average income here is $400. So we're going to help people create an income that's greater than the average income, and most of them don't even meet that here, right? So that's average income. That's the minimum wage too here. And a lot of people don't even get paid that. They just get paid part-time to get around a lot of taxation for companies, because it's not really pro-business where we are, right? Now, last but not least, where is the drop going to take place? I'm sure you've already seen maybe some of the other YouTubers explaining where it's going to take place. Remember, it's going to take place between the 1st and the 15th of December. It's not really sure yet. But it is on a website called fastminers.io. fastminers.io. Now, I'm not going to put that on for a link. I don't like that when they do that, because that's when the botters get in. Okay. So if you want to get this information, you got to hear this video. If you want more information like this, subscribe to us. Remember, we're like 103 people away from our goal for December 31st. We need 500. That's our goal. 500 subscribers. Subscribe, please. Pass it along. Get other people. Help us build this up so we can share with you what's really going on. We always strive to bring you the truth. Now, before you do anything, do your own homework, please. DeFi IoT Latin America, we are here for you. Helium news from the Amazon jungle. Until next week.